It didn't take long for me to realize that someone had been missing from that group. Peggy. I turned around to go look for her, but a tearful Peggy stood in front of me, her hands still raised. What the hell is wrong with you? I stared at her in shock. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the England Exchange. I'm your host, the Birdman known as Falcon, and I'm happy to report that we're finally dating Peggy in a very steady relationship. As a matter of fact, if you cut the last episode, there was some bumping and some grinding going on, that's all I'm saying. And today we have the big beach adventure, which probably means a lot more bikini action too, so that's all perfectly fine with me, man. Let's get underway here today. At last, it was time for our beach adventure. I stepped outside into the side of the bus where Danny was talking with the bus driver. Ah, Falcon 69. Load your suitcase under the coach there, see? He gestured to an open compartment near the back of the bus. I went and threw my suitcase in, where it clattered against the metal edge. Excuse me? Ozzy hissed at me and climbed onto the luggage compartment, taking my suitcase and throwing it to the other side of the bus. You can't just throw your stuff on top of mine. I have things that'll break in there. Sorry, I guess. Whatever. This ride is going to be a total disaster, I just know it. Oh, nice to see you too, Ozzy. It seemed that everyone had managed to raise the funds for the trip, even Brendan. He, Ozzy, and I were the last three out of the hostel, leaving James Salaka behind us. Luckily, the most recent drop-in guest left on Wednesday. If she'd wanted to extend her stay, James might have tried to cancel everything. The bus driver finished getting whatever he needed from Danny, and we all piled into the back of the bus. It was a rather nice bus, the kind college athletes used to get to away games. Air conditioning, a bathroom, nicely padded seats, and so on. The seats even had power sockets to recharge phones with. Thankfully, the bus was large enough that everyone could have a full 2 seats to themselves, far away from the bathroom and any smells it might produce. As the bus pulled away from the hostel, Ozzy slipped on a sleeping mask and Peggy ran to the front. Who wants to listen to some music? Not me. Great. She plugged in her phone. Almost instantly, a screeching punk song blasted through the bus speakers. The world is out to get you. You want to fly, but your life is full of cars and garbage. That's me doing punk music. Pretty good, right? Yeah, I know. Oh my god. What is this cacophony, Peggy? Isn't it great? It really fills me with energy. Spread your wings into the sky. Brendan crossed to the front of the bus, unplugged Peggy's phone, then pulled the connector wire free and threw the wire out the window. No. That might be the only time I've ever liked Brandon just now. I'm sorry to say, man. Like, you know, if you're gonna, like, you know, listen to your own music, that's perfectly fine, but don't blast it for everybody. Just, you know, put on a couple of headphones or whatever and enjoy it to your own content. But you can't expect everybody to like your type of music, you know? I'm just saying. He shuffled to the back and sat down again. Peggy looked as though she was going to cry, but everyone simply avoided her eyes. No one wanted to say it, but we're on Brendan's side this time. Yeah, I told you guys, I told you. This bus ride was nothing compared to how much people traveled in the States. After all, it took 7 hours just to drive across the state of New York. I hadn't done it myself, but I knew people who drove for days to get down to Florida, and then the drive to California didn't even bear thinking about. But here, people grumbled about a 3 or 4 hour drive as if their lives were ending. I tried to relax while listening to Danny complain about leg cramps and Ozzy about her beauty sleep. Jiho kept wanting to pull over so she could take pictures of the countryside. By the time we made it to the seaside town, where we were staying, I wanted to strangle all of them, and I was pretty sure my sentiments were shared. We took our luggage off the bus and headed inside the hostel or the hotel to unpack and de-stress. We had a few days here after all, we could afford to take our time. Hey, nice. This is a very nice looking spot, man. I gotta admit, it's like you got the beach right next to you too? Good God. The seaside hotel room was such a contrast to my old hostel bed. It felt like I was in some sort of alien world. Everything was so clean and crisp. And that view! I stood for a few moments transfixed. Hey, Falcon 69! Peggy dashed to my open hotel door, hollering at me. We're all going down to the beach if you want to join. See you there. She vanished down the hall. Might as well join her. The beach was located right outside the hotel. Somehow, we had managed to get reservations at an incredibly nice property with only a few steps down from the hotel to the actual sand. Maybe the 600 pounds actually was necessary for this trip after all. Or perhaps Danny and Peggy simply used all the money they knew they'd have available in the budget to spite James. Thinking about it, I'm sure that's what happened. Hey, everybody's here in the old bikinis. I don't think we've ever seen Ozzy undressed, right? There you go. You goddamn perverts. Yo, Brendan. How about you fucking shave that happy trail there, dog? I'm just saying. I scanned the beach for my friends and found them down by the water's side, standing in a straight line like schoolchildren. Hello? What's going on here? Falcon 69, you came! Now that you're here, you can go in water first. Peggy shoved me towards the water. What? No, I'm not getting in first. It's probably cold as hell in there. Technically, hell would be hot. Shut up. This fucking guy over here. Shut up, Angelo, you jerk. Oh, hell would be hot. It's a figure of speech, you jerk off. I glanced at the row of us. Everyone was in their swimsuits, wearing hardly anything. Since it was still relatively early in the season, the water was definitely going to be cold. But at this rate, we wouldn't get to swim at all. Okay, let's do rock, paper, scissors. Really? Rock, paper, scissors? Do you have a better idea? Fine. Alright, everyone find a partner and go around. The loser of the last two standing will go in first. I paired up with Mark and lost the very first round. In the end, it came down to Angelo versus Brendan. You're going down, bud. Easy for you to say, let's go. The two readied their hands and I winked at Danny. Rock, paper, scissors, go! Danny and I rushed forward and shoved the two in front of us. Oh, you scumbags, you guys are dirty. What? They fell into water below as the rest of us laughed our heads off. Cold, it's so cold, it's freezing. You bastards, you're getting in with us. They pulled us in one by one, we shrieked and yelled, but in the end, we all made it into the water. And I have to admit, it was rather nice to see so many fit, toned bodies glistening with water. The girls splashing each other, the guys wrestling. It just couldn't get any better than this. Okay, this guy's just observing all the bodies here. This Falcon 69's a man whore, man. Just taking it all in. Men bodies, female bodies, it's alright. As long as they're all glistening off the water and the sun, and they're all toned bodies too. Let's see. We met that first night on the beach to light fireworks together. James said it would be a good bonding activity, but I wasn't so sure. I figured we'd end up fighting over it. When I found everyone else at the beach, however, people were snuggled up in blankets and sitting together like best of friends. Peggy and Danny were sitting with their heads together, gesturing to the different fireworks that had been bought, evidently planning a show. What the fuck's happening here, huh? What is this shit? Sitting with their heads together? I told you guys last episode this was a bad idea having them pair up, you dingus. Mark was teaching Ashley some philosophical conundrum. Her eyes were so wide, I wasn't sure she was following him. I don't think Ashley would follow too much. She's a sweetheart, but... philosophy? I don't know. I just don't see it. Aussie and Brendan were in a corner doing... whatever it was they did together. They hated most people so much I was surprised they got along well, but maybe I shouldn't be. Birds of a feather flock together, after all. Angelo and Jiho were sitting near each other, neither talking or looking at each other. In fact, now that I was paying attention to them, they seemed kind of embarrassed. And James was there too, steadily working his way through a pile of beer cans. I had no interest in going anywhere near him. I mean, if he's got beer, I would, tough it out. So I'm saying, you're at the beach? You got beer? Hey, good times ahead. Who should I join? Well, I think this was very fucking obvious. Gotta go break this shit up over here before I get cucked. I made my way over to them. Hey guys, how are the fireworks going? Falcon 69, good to see you, but stand back, we want this to be a surprise. Okay, sure, how long did it take you to plan the trip? Peggy glanced at Danny, trying to figure it out. Not very long, I came up with most of the ideas and then Danny did whatever he did to figure out the cost. He somehow made it cost exactly as much as we'd all raised to come on this trip. She beamed at Danny, and he gave me a look. Something told me my earlier hypothesis for how he spent the money was right. Well, thanks for going to all this trouble for all of us. No problem. I felt we needed something to commemorate when we all came together. We've been living together for months now, and once summer rolls around, we won't see each other. That's just how it is. We might as well do something as a unit and live it up while we can. Peggy bent over a firework, a lit wand in her hand. There they go! Peggy darted away from the fireworks. As the sparks illuminated the first fireworks string, I gasped. The entire bunch were arranged in a giant spiral, an elaborate patchwork of explosives. We sat and watched the fireworks as they went off, shouting when we saw something that we liked and cracking jokes. It was funny, but for the first time since meeting the entire group, I felt a sense of belonging, togetherness. We felt like a family. When the last firework finally died in the night sky, I blinked tears from my eyes. With the end of the trip, came to the realization I was trying hard to avoid. My time was growing short. This was the last leg of my trip to England, the last 2 months I could spend with these people. I had to make them count. Oh man, that's true. I mean, we're dating Peggy now, but we gotta go back at some point. Okay, speaking of which, how you doing, baby? I know. You guys are welcome. Say what? Peggy released my hand. In front of us stood a small crowd of people, maybe 30 or 40 strong, and a lopsided wooden stage. Peggy chewed her lip. I signed us up for the best couples contest? Why on earth would you do that? I thought it would be fun. Are you two couple number 3? Peggy darted a look at me. I sighed. Yeah, we are. Wonderful, please follow me. The announcer took us back behind the stage, where we met 4 other couples. One pair was making out fervently, and in another, the boy kept poking the girl in the ribs and she kept slapping his hand. Only the third pair, a gay couple who were friends with the announcer, looked even remotely normal. Now then, we want this to be as painless as possible for everybody involved, especially as it's become such a mess. So this is how it's going to go down. We'll bring you all out and ask you questions about your partner, which your partner will answer with a yes or no sign. If you get all of your questions right, you win a free meal from our sponsor and the fine dining establishment, the Pirate's Palace. If you don't, you lose. The end. Sound good? The announcer glanced over around us. The couples making out didn't even miss a beat. Perfect. Couple number 1, you're up now. The kissing couple pulled away from each other, making a noise like a plunger detaching from a toilet. Surprisingly, or not, they got every single question about each other right, and their portion ended with the girl literally flinging herself off the stage into the arms of her beloved. The next couple, the one that seemed to rather enjoy squabbling like siblings, got 4 of the 5 questions right. Not enough to win, but enough that they left hitting each other less when they arrived. Finally, it was our turn. What do I know about Peggy? I guess I know some things, but we'll see. The announcer turned to Peggy. Alright, young miss, you take this sign. Green for yes, red for no. Remember to answer truthfully? This will be fun. Please welcome our couple number 3, Falcon 69 and Peggy. A handful of people in the audience clapped lazily for us. The announcer guided Peggy to the opposite side of the stage, then made us turn our backs to each other. Alright, first question, Falcon 69. Does Peggy like foot rubs? Does Peggy like what now? Foot rubs? I don't know how to answer that. Technically, we'd been dating for a while, but we'd barely had any time together, as busy as she was. Does Peggy like foot rubs? I kinda don't see Peggy as a foot rub person. You guys feel me on this one? I just don't feel like she's like a foot rubbing person. I'm gonna say no. Correct! Wonderful. Next question. Was Peggy attracted to you at first sight? What kind of loaded question? No, she wasn't, right? Because she had a thing for Danny, we all know that. No. Correct! Way to go! Ouch. Next question. Do you, Falcon 69, think Peggy is feminine? Oh, come on! These questions are borderline insulting! Answer freely now. Yes, of course I think Peggy is feminine. Oh, how unfortunate. Peggy got it wrong. What? I turned around and found Peggy shielding her face with her sign, near tears. Okay, we're done with this nonsense. Goodbye. Wait, you haven't finished the game. I don't care about finishing your stupid game. We already lost the prize anyway. I grabbed Peggy's hand, leading her off the stage and through the crowd. A few people cheered for our exit and followed suit. We walked into the stage and its stupid announcer were out of sight and earshot before I stopped. That was a disaster. Aww. Peggy was crying. Oh god, Peggy was crying. What's wrong? What did I do? Did you actually want to finish the game show? Sorry, I just shouldn't have run off like that. No, that's not it. She sniffed. No one's ever said they thought of me as feminine before. People always tell me people tell me I'm like one of the guys. And that I'm loud and domineering and I talk too much and I never wear a dress and... She fell into my chest and I wrapped my arms around her. Is it true? Do you really feel that way about me? Of course I do, Peggy. There's nobody I can think of who cares more about people than you do. Plus you're always bright, energetic, and carefree. You're one of the happiest people I know. I think that's feminine. That makes you feminine in my eyes. She snuggled further into my chest. Falcon 69, thank you. Let's get you inside now, what do you say? I'll take you to that restaurant, voucher or no voucher. Can I get a donut? Yes, you can get a donut. Yay! You're the best. Well, What better way to wrap up a really heartfelt conversation than getting your significant other a donut is what I say. As if nothing had ever happened, Peggy danced down the beach. I followed closely behind, watching her twirl in the sunlight. It was an unexpected end to our day at the beach, but I didn't mind. After all, nothing went as planned when Peggy was involved. That's true. You gotta always plan for the unexpected, really. Which is kind of really impossible. The trip back to the hostel was filled with a tired, contented silence. After all the excitement of the trip, it seemed like most people just wanted to get back to their own rooms and relax. But there was also an undercurrent of dissatisfaction. We had been able to stay in a really nice hotel for a few days and have some actual fun, but now we're going back to our slum of a hostel and our terrible jobs. That's what they're called, vacations, buddy. They don't last forever. Still, in the end, this was the experience we had signed up for, even if we hadn't really known at the beginning how it would all work out. We had each other, maybe we weren't all the best of friends, but we had learned to get along and work together. It was more than I could say about the members of my university class, either here or back in New York. So we headed back onto the bus, hardly speaking until we finally pulled in and unloaded. Home sweet home. Sort of. Honestly, it didn't smell all that sweet after we'd been on the beach for a few days. But it was still my home, for now. I was sitting in the living room, stretching across the couch, trying to get the kinks out of my back when... Falcon 69, I think James is looking for you in the kitchen. Brendan stood in the doorway, a slight smirk on his face. A sense of unease crawled onto my back, or down my back. I nodded and crossed over, wondered what exactly was going on. I entered the dining area and found James there, frowning over an open laptop. Yes, is something wrong? Sit. Oh boy, this can't be good. You know, when you ask somebody if something's wrong and they just say sit, you know you're in for it now because it's kind of like this is gonna be a serious conversation. You better sit down and shit. This is gonna be bad, I'm imagining. He gestured to a chair on the other side of the table, and I took it. Falcon 69. We all know what you did. Perhaps you would like to confess and come forward? If you could return the money, that'd be even better. We could act like nothing happened. What? What are you talking about? If you confess right now, there'll be no need for drastic measures. You could even stay in the hostel and keep your job. I gaped like a fish. Finally, I realized something big, really big, must have happened. I'm sorry, but I think there must be some kind of misunderstanding here. Can you explain what's going on to me? James bristled. No point in doing it diplomatically, is there? Look here, thief. I know you took money out of the hostel register. What did you do with it? What? I never did such a thing. Of course you didn't. Which makes this video pretty hard to explain, doesn't it? He turned the laptop around so I could see it. A grainy black and white video flickered on the screen, and he hit play. It was the hostel entranceway, the reception desk. For a while, nothing happened. Then I appeared, fiddling around with the register. I opened a drawer and stared down at it. I looked around and pulled something out of the drawer, fiddled with it some more, and disappeared. I was fixing the register like you asked me to, that's all. Fix the register? I never asked you to fix the register. I stared at him, too confused to know how to respond. Brendan. It was Brendan. Remember how Brendan told us to go fix that because James said? So, he's either setting me up or he's in cahoots with Mark, because Mark had a bunch of money too, and apparently there's money missing. What do you guys think? Mark, Brendan, or are they in cahoots? I'm thinking maybe just Brendan. Mark seems too nice to be a dickbag. But I don't know. Yes, you did. You're always making us fix things. You told me to fix the register because the drawer wasn't closing properly. It wasn't closing properly. There was a little bit of plastic wedged into the back. I had to pull everything out to get it free. In the video, my back was to the camera most of the time, covering up what I was doing. I know you can't really tell, but I swear that's what I was up to. Why would I steal from the hostel? That money was supposed to be... The money that was supposed to be in there is gone. How do you explain that? I couldn't even remember if there had been any money in the register when I was messing with it. I wasn't paying attention at the time. I wasn't expecting this. I don't know, but it wasn't me. This is your last chance. Return the money and this doesn't have to go any farther. I didn't even know how much money was supposed to be missing. Oh my god. The trip funds. If they were supposed to be in the register, that was thousands of pounds. I didn't steal anything. I don't have any money. You can search my room if you want. I swear I didn't do it. I suppose you already spent it then. Oh yeah. I went off to England and I spent all the money already on hookers and blow. Come on, dude. I didn't take any money. I never would have expected this from a kid like you. I can't believe this is happening. I like to throw you out on your R's, but I've got landlord regulations, and I don't want to have to bring a police inspector around if I can help it. There's probably quite a few code violations in this hostel he doesn't want anyone to notice. That's true. So here's what's gonna happen. You're fired, for starters. That means no job and no rent deal. Oh crap. You pay your rent every week and find what's missing, £120, and you can stay. Otherwise, I'm within my rights to evict you. Straight onto the street if I have to. £120? So it wasn't the trip funds that had vanished. It must have been only one of the drop-in guest payments. Wait, can we make a deal? Too late, you had your chance. Damn it! If I'd known it was only that much, I would have just paid him off to begin with. But then everyone would think I was a thief. I maintain that I'm innocent. I wouldn't do this to you guys, or any of my friends, not after everything that's happened. But my heart pounded. I didn't really have a choice here, did I? It was already a remarkably easy way out, considering he thought I was some kind of criminal. I will do it. I maintain my innocence, but I'll get you your money, I guess. James glared at me from across the table. I don't like you. Never have, and now probably never will. Don't mess this up. If you do, you're out. He spat on the floor. Clean that up, why don't you? He got up and left. I crossed the room, got a washcloth wetted, and started cleaning the floor, consumed by a feeling of disbelief. This couldn't really be happening. There was no way this was my life. It was a bad dream. It had to be. When I was finished cleaning, I threw the washcloth into the sink and left the dining room. I wanted some space, some time to think about what just happened. Surely there was some way to prove my innocence. But when I turned to head upstairs, I saw a large gathering of people on the landing. Falcon 69. A handful of hurt faces turned to me. How could you do this to us? Haven't we all gotten along this time? I cooked food for you, I trusted you, I thought we were friends. But even you, after all this time, maybe there's no one in the world worth trusting. Are you really a thief? Damn. Shot right past me, I'll tell you that. I'm not happy about it though, definitely not. But part of me wants to congratulate you, you fooled everyone. I'd better be more careful with my wallet, huh? Fucking Mark. I don't really know what to make of this Falcon 69. I'm disappointed. I thought better of you. Stay away from me or the next time I see you, I'm definitely kicking your ass. Nobody should have to take advantage of kindness of friendship. You're some kind of psychopath. No, it's not me. As a matter of fact, the psychopath here is actually Danny, okay? Let's get that cleared up right now. I'm just trying to process this. I don't know what to make of it. I'm not upset at all, though. I'm just really shocked, okay? Well, frankly, I am just shocked. What a cruel person you are, Falcon. Oh, I'm a cruel person, Ozzy? Really? The way you treat everybody around here? I'm the cruel one? Okay. I can't believe you would do this to your friends. I think you should leave the hostel immediately. I don't feel comfortable with you here, and I'm sure everyone else feels the same. Here I thought I was a troublemaker, and I was completely wrong. But you can pack your stuff and shove right off. Nobody wants a thief in the house. But I swear I'm innocent. No, stop, please. I think we could all use some time away from each other. Let's leave each other alone. But Danny shot me a glare. Clear this was as good as I was gonna get. They drifted away from me, angry and sad and disappointed. I felt the same. Was there really no one who believed in me? It didn't take long for me to realize that someone had been missing from that group. Peggy. I turned around to go look for her, but a tearful Peggy stood in front of me, her hands still raised. What the hell was wrong with you? I stared at her in shock. I actually thought you were different from the rest of them. I thought you actually cared. I thought you cared about me. I do care about you. Hang on a second. Give me a chance to explain. I didn't do anything. How am I supposed to believe that? I don't know. I don't know how to convince you. I saw the proof. All the evidence adds up, as unfortunate as it is, and I'm not one to ignore problems and just hope they'll magically be okay on their own. I can't do that for you, Falcon 69. As much as I really want to, I can't. But you know the kind of person I am. You spent months getting to know me. You know I wouldn't do something like this. Not to everyone in the hostel, not to you. And all the time you've known me, have I ever broken the law? Have I ever even lied? Okay, maybe I've lied a little, but never about anything big. You should know me by now. It made complete sense that Peggy would be upset with me, but I found myself arguing with her, trying to make her see the truth. I didn't want to be a bad person, not in her eyes. I wanted her to see the real me, the person she liked. The one she had feelings for. The one she trusted enough to help her with all her problems. It was stupid, but she made me feel good about myself. She made me feel like I was cool, even when I knew I was not. So now, even though I knew I shouldn't, even though I knew I might make her feel bad, I found myself arguing against all logic and reason. Please trust me, I would never do something like that. Peggy's lip trembled, her eyes scanning the floor. I want to believe you. Then do! I know you're afraid, but please trust me. Peggy put her face in her hands. I can't do this. I need to go. I need to think. Peggy. Please, Falcon 69, if you care about me at all, please leave me alone. She left, evidently heading to her bedroom. Wow, sounds rough, that whole situation. Brendan rounded the corner, a smirk on his lips. You're a piece of shit, you know that? Now, no need to get all angry. Peggy's a bright girl, I'm sure she'll come around to the rational conclusion. It's good that you're obeying her commands, though. I always knew who wore the pants between you two. He chuckled and climbed the stairs up to the rooms. Should I go check on her? If I didn't, she might... Should we follow it up or not? Let's go check on her. I took the stairs 2 at a time, found myself in front of Peggy's door. I was about to knock when I heard noises on the other end. She was crying. My heart fell. All the energy left my body. Was I really going to go in there and act like I was the one who could fix everything? I was the reason she was crying in the first place. Shaking my head, I headed for my bedroom. I just wanted to sleep. Alrighty, well, talk about an amazing episode of Beach Adventure turning into like the worst episode thus far with us becoming public enemy #1. So we're gonna wrap it up here for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up, leave a like. Stick around and let's find out if it was us who really stole. Maybe we have like multiple personalities, we have no idea. In reality, though, I believe it was Brendan. And maybe even Mark, who knows, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. I will catch you next time.